The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. Hope you're all ready for this one, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at Week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And that to the 30. It'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 8 and moves the chains. Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
At the 47-yard line.
They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great play there. 53 yards. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Now back to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Pulled in at the 24. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 1. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now here's a handoff out of the gun. They follow up the 1st down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
That is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And it's caught by the tight end Cameron. And out of bounds right around the 20. The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll drop to throw. This is caught. The tight end Cameron. And he is out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 13-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
3rd and 4.
He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This just 32 yards officially from the right hash. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3. And I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Evades the tackler, and now some space. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 16 yards, a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Throw left side complete. That's Henderson. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. They run the toss with Henderson. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And this is going to be incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. That'll give them 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. So a change of possession here on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Up the middle, here's Henderson. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Again, it's Henderson. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. Back to throw here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Henderson will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. This will cost him 11 yards there on the 2nd and goal sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And quick throw here, that's complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football, Doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. A few moving pieces on that play, because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. 2nd and a couple. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll look to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this one is right through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. But Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Back to throw again. Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. This is caught. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And his kick is right there. It's good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the fourth quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend. And then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2nd and 5. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Concentration, so key on a ball like that. It's hard. I know how difficult it is, but that's a ball you've got to come up with. And instead, a big play is going to slip through their fingers, literally and figuratively.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
And a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 46-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. He'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. So a big play there on 4th, and now 1st and 10 at the 30. They'll look to throw again. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. Back-to-back nice Nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2.
At the 8-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a 1st down, a nice, consistent gain.
And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty...
And it's caught. Touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Now the try here for the point after. And the lead is up to 14. So that one a 13-play drive in total. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They're going to look to throw. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
He's been patient this entire game, waiting for the perfect moment to surprise him with a quarterback keeper. There he catches him off guard and converts his first rush of the game into a 1st down. Gotta love that efficiency.
Well, he gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Again, it's Henderson. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw, and they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And it's caught. Touchdown from 4 yards out. And his guys are able to make this a close game again. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this 4th quarter deficit. Now this series could very well determine our outcome. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake. Tucker. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Cook. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And on now is the punter, as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good push from the offensive line, and they've done well so far to build this lead. Now they've got to get things to the finish line, and that's a solid pickup there to begin the drive.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
At the 44-yard line.
On second down, they'll run it here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
Now 3rd and 4.
They'll set up a throw. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line.
They'll set up to throw. And it's caught by the tight end, Cameron. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now back to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! From 4 yards out, as his guys are able to extend their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after try forthcoming. And the lead is up to 14. That time, a 9-play drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Over the middle, complete. It's Diaz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Martin. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. So from the 37, here's second down and 1. Off play action. Tucker. This is caught. The tight end, Cameron. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They'll look to throw here on first down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Operating from the gun. Tucker. And he's going to go The offense on third down, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now a fake on a jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete to Martin. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Cook makes the catch on the out route.
7 yards there and a first down. Looking to throw. Tucker. He finds his man. Complete. That's Diaz. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway Once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.